Okay, welcome to our round 5 preview of Gippsland League, and after Keith's comment last week about the chances of Moe winning, Mafra at Moe with the new complex.
Yeah, well, I think they can play this on 3 new complexes, and Mafra would win this game based on performances so far.
We thought after their win we better come up and have a look at one of their 3 complexes, Keith. So, Keith, obviously on my right, on my further right I have my boss, the chairman of the Gippsland League, Brian McKenzie, and on the left we're full of bosses here. It's actually Brian's work boss, the president of the Moe Football Club in Jason Beck. So welcome along, guys.
Chris, all right.
Possibly, Keith, I might let you ask a couple of questions about one of these 3 complexes to the fellas, and just because it's a magnificent complex, isn't it?
Well, it is phenomenal. I'm absolutely stunned by it, and congratulations to all involved with it. I think I've been around a fair bit of country football in Victoria, the major regional centres and whatever, and I don't think I've seen a job done so well, and that's not just with the change rooms, the social rooms, but around the ground, the asphalting, the concreting, all the facilities, the canteens, the netball complex. It is just a magnificent project, and yeah, it is a real showcase, I think, for footy in Gippsland.
Yeah, it is, and I think with being off the ground for 2 years, Jason, it's been pretty hard, and I think probably you may want to just make a couple of comments about actually having a home at last.
Oh, I think probably the most important thing is just being able to hang a poster somewhere. I mean, your sense of club disappears when you haven't got a ground. You've got juniors training at Monash Reserve, and you've got seniors. We had 7 training venues last year. It was almost impossible. So to be able to put pressure on your senior players and the football side of things to say, you know, you should be making finals is pretty tough. And also for the netballers too, they've been training outside at different venues and at the school stadium as well. So it hasn't been easy, but we've made it. But we made it. So.
No, it's really good, and we don't want to go on to any negative aspects because we know how hard it's been, and I think from now on the future for the Moe Footy Club, we hope it's up and up, and we just urge all the supporters of Moe to come and follow them, and possibly Brian, I think maybe just as chairman of the board, you know, with the new facilities, we had 3 openings over the weekend, it might be worth mentioning.
Yeah, look, I think it's been a feature, Chris, of the competition and the clubs that they've all been focusing on better facilities over the last few years, and to have this one open, Julian's change rooms, which are well overdue, and the night game at Sale, on top of the developments in recent years in terms of resurfacing. So the clubs are in good shape and the comps are in good shape, and I think really if you want to play the best footy, you've got to put the best conditions for those things, and netball as well, and that's where the clubs are focused, and that is how you recruit people into your club, because you say, well, it's a fantastic complex, just will come and play.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to a bit of previewing for round 5. And the first game, Wonthaggi versus Moe. Keith, would you like to just start off the ball?
Yeah, well, I think if I look at the draw for this weekend, it is a fantastic draw. Every game has really got a lot at stake. The competition, I think, has been terrific this year. It's shaping of being even better. And Wonthaggi and Moe, given both of their performances last weekend, where they won as underdogs, despite Moe only having 1 new complex, not 3. Yeah, it really shapes up as a top game. I was quite impressed by Wonthaggi and some of their players who got some very good tools that'll trouble every side, and a few other really quality players that are new to them this year. Moe, obviously, you know, exciting day for them last week, but yeah, obviously, watching them train out behind us here tonight, I think they look pretty sharp and pretty keen, and yeah, I'm not going to go a draw, Chris, but maybe Wonthaggi just sneak home and see, I've been giving Moe a bit of a caning, they might inspire him again.
Brian, would you like to...
Well, it's going to be very close, obviously. Wonthaggi are a tough team at home, and but I think the boys, with the incentive of just winning last week, it'll be a very close game, well worth going a long way to see. I think the boys, in terms of the Moe boys, just might get up in a close one.
Jason, do you want to make a tip on the Moe's chances at Wonthaggi?
Well, going over there is never easy. They're a very, very strong club. I reckon they've got a lot of physical size, and we've got a bit of leg speed. We work pretty hard on that. So it'll be two really different game styles going against each other, whereas I think perhaps last week against Druin you got two very physical sides going at it, whereas this one will be a little bit different. We've got a different game style to what, say, Wonthaggi will have. But they're well coached, they're a really well-run club, and it's never easy over there. I reckon we might get up just, but I just hope that last week against Mafra wasn't our peak, that we've still got something left in it, because it is all about what happens from now on.
That's fair enough. Look, at Wonthaggi, they've got some very good tools, and that's one of the things that Druin had trouble countering last week, was the high marking forwards. So I think they personally might pose some problems that Moe might find it hard to counter, but I'll go for Wonthaggi, but by a very slight margin. The next one is Mafra Traralgon, which is always a great game, and again, another very even game anticipated, Keith.
Yeah, this is another one, as I said, a fantastic round. The rivalry between those two clubs has been phenomenal over the last 10, 12 years. Mafra are a bit down on personnel at the moment. Their start to the season hasn't been all that good, except the game against Druin. They played pretty well with, again, a depleted side. Traralgon, the time I saw them this year, impressed me, and I think they're a very hard side. Get it together, they've got some very good players there too. I wouldn't be surprised if Traralgon stuck home with this one.
Okay. Macca.
I think a couple of things point me towards Mafra. One, the home ground, and I think that's an advantage. Perhaps being beaten last week will just be a bit of a spark that Joe can get in with the boys, and they'll actually learn from that. I just think Mafra, but it'll be very close. Traralgon are improving with a very young side, so it'll just be a good game to go and see again, though.
Jason.
I think Mafra actually easy.
Yeah,
They're still a very, very good side, Mafra, and they're really, really well coached. They're a smart outfit, so I think Mafra win comfortably.
All right. Yeah, I think once Traralgon get back all their players, which includes Josh Jennings, the coach, and a couple of other, Tommy McCullough, I think
Tommy
they might.
McCullough's not playing.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure about that one. I thought he just had a bad ankle.
He's
But
got
anyway,
a serious
that's
injury, but I think he's really sort of questioning
okay.
the football future.
All right, let's just say Josh Jennings then. I'll tip Mafra because I'm a bit with Macca in that it's a home game and they seem to just lift a bit in front of their parochial crowd. We then have Morwell and Leongatha, home game at Morwell. This one could be very interesting, Keith.
Well, it is very interesting. not could be. I don't know on this one. I think form suggests Leongatha. I know they had a big win against Warragul last week, but talking to the Warragul coach, George Morgan, he was just absolutely stunned by the way Leongatha played, how efficient they were with using the ball, how good their team plan was. They lost to Wonthaggi, and I think Wonthaggi have now shown us that they're more than a capable side, and surely terrible kicking for goal cost them the win against Mafra, so haven't done too much wrong. Morwell I haven't seen this year, and I'm not sure with Morwell, so I tend to lean to Leongatha in this one.
We'll have to be careful there because you and I are going to the Morwell Leongatha game, so hopefully not many Morwell people watch this. But Macca, your thoughts?
I've seen both the sides this year, both have lost when I've seen them, so that's an excellent omen. But Leongatha against Mafra at night, they really should have won, but just fell over. And saw the Morwell Bairnsdale game, and that was a high standard game. I probably think Leongatha just a bit more depth, perhaps a bit more sort of skill area. Once again, home ground advantage, but Leongatha travel well and they beat Traralgon, so I just think Leongatha this week.
Chase?
I think Leongatha would probably be a little bit too even all the way across the ground, and probably a little bit better in the ruck division there too, I think.
Yeah, I think Adrian Campbell's got the young fellas at Leongatha really playing well, and the 2 recruits they picked up in those 2 Vernon boys, which happened to train at your team, Drew and
very good.
Keith.
Yeah.
They seem to be playing
Didn't have
well.
the money, Chris, didn't have the money.
And young Nagel kicked 11 big ones last week, so obviously if the ball's delivered to him well, he'll certainly put them through. So I think Leongatha's young side will come away with the points there.